Okay, picking up where I left off. Sorry about that little mishap yesterday. I had lost a full chunk of audio out of the middle of that first part, but I re-uploaded it today. It's up so you can see the full first half of the panel. Just wrapped up the second half.
What I talk about is the figure, because this was not in last year's Disney Plus wave, but this is a all new, I should say partially new Loki figure. He's got new hair, but he's got no jacket. You got him out of the TVA jacket, finally.
Yeah, that's why he was running around and looking like a private detective the whole show, so he wanted to capture that.
And so he's got, a new sleeveless, or I guess jacketless sleeves there with rolled up arms, and then he's got a sword, the sword that he got from Kid Loki. Was that? Where did he get that sword from? What's that?
One of the
Lokis he got a sword from. It can store on his back in a sheath, and it's got a little flame effect there, so you can have him running around with Sylvie, and we've got He Who Remains, this Loki, and Sylvie to really recreate that finale of the three of them. So that is our Loki item, and so this actually will be up for pre-order. So a note about pre-orders. So all the things we talk about that are pre-ordering, they will be up tomorrow, Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, but for all us here in the room, that would be 2 p.m. Pacific. So go check that out. This will be available. This is a multi-channel item, so everywhere, including the Hasbro Pulse. So this is your Tesseract and jacketless Loki. All right, moving on to some comic figures. So I'm trying to try to not butcher this, but this is the I'm gonna butcher. This is the Hatu Taraze, right? The Wakandan Secret Service from the comics. This is their kind of secret police, and before they were expelled by T'Challa, they became mercenaries. But this is an army builder steeped in the comics. It's a really striking white figure. He comes with some accessories as well. We'll see down in the booth. But yeah, something about just an all-white figure is really pops.
That's great. Where will we find this figure?
This is going to be a mystery reveal. Yeah, maybe by the end of this weekend, but more news to come for this. You could probably guess, but I'm just not going to say. So this is an army builder. He'll be available later. And then we've got a figure that I'm really excited about, is a new comic Black Panther. It's pretty simple colors, but if you look closely, you'll notice he's got some new parts, right? He's got new feet and shins and hands with the sculpted lines there with the two toes sticking out. But what's awesome about this, and we've been talking about it for a long time, but he's on the Vulcan body. So, we're going to be using that base body for more characters, right, Jesse?
Yeah, and I love the half cape too. I mean, that was always such a cool way that they put that character together. Capes is just so, everywhere in comic books, but that they gave him a half cape really makes that silhouette stand apart.
I do think this is my favorite comic Black Panther that we've done in the past couple of years. It's awesome, got a lot of new parts, and again, this will be coming out sometime soon, but we're not going to confirm where, so your best guess is on that one. So let's move on to some additional characters. All right, here's another look at that cape, right? It's got that woven cross stitch there, and it just sits on his back. It's really fun. Next up is a character Sentinel he did in 2015 in the Odin All-Father Build-A-Figure wave, but that was on the Hyperion body. This is on the new Grim Reaper or Capwolf body. And what's great about this, new head sculpt with some flowing hair. We're using, as Jesse said, the photoreal deco on comic figures. You can really see he's got the kind of like dark shadows under his eyes.
It's something we were really trying to push as hard as possible because we got to a point where we were just using that technology on the theatrical items to really render the actors' likenesses. It was a game changer for us there, but we really wanted to push it for everything. And then if you look at how those things are put together, we really want to try to engage that technology and just really get these things to look at, just to really expand it and bring out the character as much as possible.
So he's got a new belt and a new cape with a sculpted collar piece, so it's not just the decoed top of the cape there. And so it also comes with a very special alternate head, which is really cool. You guys got to see this down in the booth with all the deco, and it's actually that translucent fire plastic at the end of the hair as he's kind of turning into the void, and the skin is peeling away from his face there. So this is just a reveal only today. This will be a Walgreens exclusive later this year and in Canada at EB Games. So we just wanted to reveal him here, but no pre-order yet for this guy. So excited for Century. What's up next here? All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit about Spider-Man. This is a big year for Spider-Man.
Sure is.
I think Spider-Man has probably the best rogues gallery of any character out there.
It's pretty strong.
And so we've done most of the heavy hitters in this comic panel. I know there's still some that we have yet to get to, so don't hold me to that. But we're going to do some really deep cuts for the next 2 reveals. And I know Jesse and Dwight and the team back in Rhode Island love these. So Dan, actually, why don't you take it?
Yeah, so Ryan always likes to give me homework. So the next couple of characters I was not truly familiar with. But he gives me the deep cuts so that I have to go and read the comics, and I love doing it because one of the best things about Marvel Legends is that we put out first-time characters all the time. So without further ado, within the Spider Universe, we are introducing the new Human Fly. He has awesome wing accessories that they do rotate a little bit there, and yeah, so one of our most fun times on the team is we go back to Jesse and we say, hey, character selection time. We do like a break dance battle. And
yeah, we truly dance fight.
And yeah, so this was one of the characters that we selected. So we're not going to reveal how he's going to be coming, but stay tuned for this awesome Human Fly Marvel Legend. The next character, though, that I really wanted to talk about, I need a special guest to kind of reveal him. So this man is very shy, and I had to bribe him to make sure that he comes up. So can you please give a warm welcome to Robo? Robo, can you stand up? Come to the stage, Robo. Come to the stage. Come down, come down, come down.
Robo!
Robo, come down, come down. You're revealing the next character. Come on. This
You
one's
get to reveal the next character, my friend.
So the reason why we wanted to do this is the last time we came to San Diego Comic-Con was in 2019, and we did something very similar with Shartimus Prime. Shartimus right there with his big time Spidey. Shout out to Shartimus. And so for this next character, I said Robo has to be the one that reveals this. So I actually have the physical sample here. So without further ado, Robo, do you want to introduce?
I love you.
All right, turn around. Let's
Turn around, wave it up.
Some Razorback?
Tell us why you like the character. No.
I gotta root for the hometown characters, right? Yeah.
For people who don't know Razorback, what can you tell about Razorback?
He's from Arkansas.
So this is just a sample. I'll give you a thank you sample later, but thank you, Robo. Sorry for embarrassing you, man. The greater point that we wanted to make is, this Marvel Legends would not be anything without, the fan base, and you guys are truly special. So thank you so much for this. But this figure is also truly amazing. I love the head sculpt. Jesse, what do you think about this head sculpt?
The great thing, it's hard to see, obviously, from some of these pictures, but the digital deco that was done on here. Also, this is, I have a folder, in my computer called Weirdos, that I've been, these are all characters, some of them are deep cuts, some of them are not. They're all characters that have not made it to the line yet, or things that need refreshing. And he was high on the list, so, and this particular, whatever this is, whatever we're gonna talk about, this was such a delight to put together because it's just full of weirdos.
The best meetings are when Jesse emails us and he says, bring a list of your weirdos, and we just have a breakdance battle.
I had a slide in here, but I cut it out. So a little behind the scenes action. Monique, what does Dan always say around the office? In emails, on Teams calls, what does he always say?
Hakuna Matata.
So the real reason why we picked this is because this is for Hakuna Matata. This is Kombat, right? This is the end of Marvel Legends action figure. Hakuna Matata. So if you ever email Dan, you'll get Hakuna Matata. All right, next up in the comics. So this was a team from the comics, obviously, the Light Foundation Symbiote 5. And we've done a couple of them so far. We had, the first one there was Lasher in the middle, and I remember sitting in Dwight's office and we were looking for a character in a Spider-Man wave, and I thought, how about Lasher? Because he had some similar parts that we could deco up. And so Lasher came out first, and then we did Scream there on the right in the 2018 comic Monster Venom wave, I believe, and then we did Phage on the left there in the 2020 Venom Pool Build-A-Figure wave. And so we got to finish this team, and we will be finishing this team. And so let's take a first look at Agony here. What's awesome about this is it is on that new Shriek articulation. So we've got double elbows, double knees, pinless, great range of motion, awesome new head sculpt with the flowing hair. And so she looks pretty menacing. She will join the 3 others, and they will be rounded out by the big boy. This is another look at Agony there, but the big boy Riot. And we know he's been drawn a lot of different ways, but Jesse and Dwight and the team wanted just to make him as big as possible. So again, this is back to that Monster Venom body. He's got a lot of the intricate deco, which you'll see down in person there, but he's got the gray bits peeking through that big blue, color swap there, and then he's got a really cool hook kind of blade weapon hand.
Yeah, also I think that when you have all of them together, it's going to be a really cool silhouette. They all look very different. The silhouettes are all very different, so it's going to be great to pose, great to put on a shelf, or however you like to enjoy your Marvel Legends. But he's a big hunk and load of symbiote.
So no word on how these will be coming out, but they will be coming out later this year, and then we will complete the Life Foundation Symbiote 5. Here's another look at them. All right, next up are some items that Dan really loves. We got a funky looking retro-y style background here. So Dan, take him through this.
Yeah, guys, my favorite subline within Marvel Legends is the 6-inch retro card packs, right? And so throughout this year, one of the best-selling waves, to be honest with you, has been that awesome Spider-Man retro wave that we've had. And we wanted to add on to that collection. So here is a Spider-Man retro 6-inch. So I had to breakdance with Dwight a lot on this one because I really, really wanted it to be in these colors. So if you don't like these colors, you can blame me. And so Jesse, what do you think about this one?
Listen, this whole line this is the second time I've worked on this line, because I worked at Toy Biz on the original 5-inch line. So it's 2 things. First of all, it's so cool to see them with, on this articulation rig that really lets you pose these things the way you want to. But also, the fact that it's gotten such a strong fan reaction. I literally just sitting here, I'm like, we have to finish every single character, right? At some point, we have to go through the list and one by one do every single one. Guys, thank you for your support on this. I mean, it's so fun to be able to do this the second time and do this in Marvel Legends.
Here's to take a look at the retro card back. Big thank you to
shout out to Harry Moore. He always does these Spider-Man retro card backs, and they truly make this product even pop even more. So shout out to him.
So this is going to be a pre-order item tomorrow. This is going to be Fan Channel and Amazon to pair with your growing Spider-Man retro collection. Looks great on the walls. 1 in, 1 out. Remember, 1 in, 1 out. All right, let's move on to a character I know we've got some big Beast fans in the house. That's what I was waiting for. But so we've got this Beast. This was in our 2019 Caliban wave with Gambit and Jubilee. That was an awesome wave with Caliban, but that's been the only time Beast has come out, and I know he's been hard to get for some folks. And so, what if I told you that Beast will be coming out again? This standard blue Beast. Would you guys be psyched for that? Yeah. Woo! What if we said he had an alternate head? So not always the screaming head, but a kind of more stoic head. Would you be interested in that?
Yeah!
Be interested in a pair of clear lensed glasses, Jesse.
How much would you charge for all of this fantastic stuff?
We're not even done yet.
What? Oh my God!
So we know Beast, like Hank McCoy, likes to toil away in the lab there. So we got to throw in some lab accessories. So
oh, my stars and garters!
we got the X-Gene little beaker there. So this is a complete package, but we know that we wouldn't do it true justice unless he was on what, Dan?
Lab coat.
Lab coat. Here we go. Soft goods lab
Did somebody say soft goods?
It's soft goods!
What?
Yeah, the goods aren't hard!
And then if that wasn't enough, how are they going to get this? How are they going to look at this wonderful specimen?
It's a Walmart exclusive.
No. Walmart is good.
I'm sure they are.
It's the packaging for this is going to be on a special toy-based retro card back.
Thank you to David Nakayama for his work on the X-Men retro line, just like Spider-Man.
I thought it was going to be the
So you've got your Uncanny X-Men orange carded Beast with lab gear.
I might get that.
So there we know. This will be also for pre-order tomorrow, fan channel and Amazon. And now we know who the lab coat goes to. All right, and so with that, that's going to wrap up our reveals, I believe. We wanted to end on a little teaser. But first, Dan, set it up.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet? Not yet. We did not see it.
20th anniversary is ruined.
Actually, I'm so excited to get to that teaser, guys. But we've got more. I'm sorry, Monique. Monique, who manages our Spider-Man kid and preschool lines, introduce this one before I just ruined it.
Thanks, Ryan. So has anyone here watched the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, the old TV show? I love the excitement. That means you're going to be really excited about the figure pack. It's a 3-figure pack. Now we can see it. So we have our awesome Spider-Man figure. We've got Firestar and Iceman, so we can go through those in a little bit more detail. Look at the lineup right here.
That's a great Bobby.
Awesome figures. So for Spider-Man, we have him in his classic red and blue suit. Really great looking figure. And next, we have our Firestar. I mean, she makes me want to dye my hair bright red. Tomorrow, if you see me in the booth, it's probably going to be bright red. She's just awesome. So she actually has the pinless joint, so her knees and her elbows are going to be that double joint, which is really great. The next figure.
So jump in here real quick. So yeah, the Miss Lion is going to be in the anime.
Yes, Miss Lion. Your body was covering it. I couldn't even see
Oh,
the
sorry.
side.
So yeah, so when the previous Firestar on the old articulation came out, it was with the kind of gray-white comic style Miss Lion, but now this is going to be in the animation-inspired tan color. I just want to dedicate this reveal to Barley. I'll just leave it at that. All right, next character. Who's up?
All right, so we have our Iceman. Now, if you'll notice on the screen, we have the really awesome cell-shaded deco here, which is really special. And then he's also included with that really cool like ice slide accessory. So this is a really like beefed up pack. Got the 3 figures. I'm such a dog person. I can't believe I almost overlooked the Ms. Lion. So really, really great pack. We've got some cool extra hands, but yeah, definitely get your hands on this pack.
So this is going to be a 3-pack. Thank you, Monique. This is going to be up for pre-order on the Hasbro Pulse. This is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, so go get it tomorrow on the Pulse. And so I'm not going to mess this up. Dan, what do we got next?
Yeah, so before Ryan talks about it, we wanted to celebrate the best-selling Hasbro. #1 still. His fan hasn't beaten us yet. It's still #1, baby. All right, but if you guys haven't already, you could go downstairs and actually see in person the HasLab Galactus with all the tiers. I think it looks truly, truly amazing. I made a tease last year saying that this year we're going to have even more heralds, and for you guys here today, we are revealing 2 additional heralds for your HasLab Galactus. So first up, one of the first heralds that Galactus ever had was the Fallen one. So here's a first look at our HasLab, or our Fallen one figure, I should say. He comes in that cool, awesome blue hair. I wish I had blue hair like that, that'd be dope. But the real herald that I wanted to talk about, the one that for Hasbro is closest to our hearts, is the one and only, the first Build-A-Figure for Hasbro ever, which is Terrax. So we have, for those, Pharaoh Monch, shout out to Pharaoh Monch. He DMs me almost every week saying he wanted a Terrax. And for Pharaoh Monch, I said we're going to give you an updated look at Terrax.
I just don't know how long it took me to find that file. That's the original packaging art file on the left from 2012. But yeah, so this is the new version, Dan.
It's great. It looks like he's coming home after a night of like heavy enjoyment.
So here's a look at Terrax, and then how are they going to get this?
Yeah, so this is a 2-pack that's going to be a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. So you'll be able to pre-order this on Saturday. So I think this is what Ryan was truly excited about.
This is what I'm excited about, guys. So we're just going to leave it here, and if you know, you know, but we won't be answering any questions about it downstairs. So just take it for what it is, all right? Is that a promise? We can both promise that. Okay, here we go. Thank you to Kevin and Greg for that awesome
Shout out to Kevin and Greg
Oh,
there.
the sound effects.
So we've got, I think, 5 minutes if we want to answer like 2 questions. So yeah, go for it.
I was just wondering, can we expect more of the MCU redeco refreshes like the recent Walmart Black Panther wave?
Potentially.
I would say potentially.
I would say most definitely. I mean, because there's so much content and it's coming out so quickly that we never have enough, ability to catch everything at once. So we'll always get there. It may just like the Spider-Man No Way Home stuff. It may just take us a couple months to get there.
So you guys should just break dance in the front over this right now. Show how.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wonder if we're going to get any more Gameverse stuff, in particular, maybe Marvel vs. Capcom 2 stuff?
We're definitely getting more Gamerverse stuff. I don't know. I mean, if the Marvel Games team does a game like that, I know that we would all want to support something like that.
So you're saying a new game like it would maybe get a game that was made?
We probably wouldn't do anything based on the past right now because we have so many new games that we're developing and wanting to support, and I know that we have slots planned for some of those new games. Case in point, there's an amazing new Spider-Man game that's going to be dropping. You can't say that. I can't. Everybody knows about it. They did a trailer for it. But things like that are more likely to get support rather than like a video game from our past right now.
Right.
Never say never. Love those Capcom.
I love the MF Doom shirt, man. That's great.
Thank you for your question.
Hey guys, thanks for coming out. I'm asking a question on behalf of my friend who owns a comic store, Comic and Figure Addicts in Union City. Anyway, the question is, 2 figures that we always ask about in our store is Spider-Man and Hulk. There are always looking, the customers are always just looking for classic looking figures, and they're constantly sold out because they are popular characters. What are the chances of having classic versions of characters being available for orders for stores so they can always have them in stock regularly? Kind of like Marvel Select in their production run. They were popular figures every 6-8 months to the comic store.
We will always make popular characters, but we cap our production runs with all manufacturers do, not just Hasbro. So if they sell through, that means the line is successful, which means that we will make more. But I don't think it will ever, and I can't speak for Hasbro because it's really more of a Hasbro question than it is anything else, but I don't see that manufacturers in general do what you're asking for, just have like an open order for one figure. And also consider after like a few years, you're going to want to remake that figure, like put different articulation or new sculpts and freshen them. So.
And it's funny that you mentioned Spider-Man and Hulk because, Spider-Man, we've put out so many Spider-mans this year alone, different variations.
And they're always sold out in the store. So,
that's great news.
Yeah, I mean, that's great news, more product, but it's like more something like consistently having them, like on order.
We're gonna make them.
That's the store slot.
You got
It's not the store slot, it's just the way it is right now, so.
Thank you for your question.
Hi, Marvel Agency.
Hello.
Well, I'm a Hulk fan, so
Awesome.
I've liked all of the Hulk figures you've made in the big box, the gray, the green, the red, the split red and green, and of course the Maestro. So my question is, when is the Smart Hulk coming out?
That's a great question.
That we do not have that one out yet.
No, but
We'll file out of the way.
if we made it with or without slippers.
Variant?
Okay. Maybe the slippers are an accessory piece you can put on yourself.
Thank you.
It's on the list officially because of your question. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
I know you guys have a large library that you pull from. Would you be doing more support characters like Aunt May or the greatest support character, Willie Lumpkin, the Fantastic Four man? You gotta do Willie Lumpkin.
The beauty of it is we do like to do deep cuts, right? And I will officially spoil it for you that Brian's favorite Spider-Man character, or one of his favorite, is Aunt May too. So hopefully, trust me, he's breakdance pouring He's break dancing for Aunt May all the time. Is that right? Isn't that right?
I would not say she is my favorite character, but I'm advocating on behalf of the fans who I know want these civilian characters. Very important. Thank you, Dan.
Never had to ask for Willie Lumpkin. He's officially on the list. But I think we have to do him with Stan's face, right?
So I wanted to ask, since there is a comic book story going on called The Banner of War, will we see Thor, the Herald of Galactus, or the Hulk, like when he's taken over by Bruce Banner?
Wow.
That's a great question.
I think that the Thor would be awesome, right?
Add it to the list. Well, since you're such a comic fan, why don't you come up and grab a Hellfire Club box set?
Okay, as of this year, Hasbro has the Fortnite license, and as we all know, Fortnite had a crossover recently with Marvel. They do collabs fairly often.
No, we're not doing it.
Next question.
Hello, my name is Diego Lopez, and I'm a huge Marvel fan, especially Spider-Man. I don't know, it's okay if you guys say no. It's been pondering one time. It's been pondering in my head for a while. Would there be any chance we would see like any like Spider-Man role-play items, such as like maybe a web shooter, like anything?
Well, we have a Marvel Legends roleplay item up here.
Do you have that yet?
Well, not yet, but I'm just...
Well, now you do.
We got to go, guys. We want to be respectful for the room, but thank you for coming. We'll talk to you for 2.5 more days downstairs, and so we'll see you all soon. Thank you for
20 more years!
Again, at the start of this video, they were wrapping things up in terms of that Loki and Tesseract box set. And then we were in for some surprises here. So they showed the potential army builder from an upcoming wave. They hadn't revealed that this wave would be the Atuma Build-A-Figure wave. We found that out later the next day, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I am excited for this army builder, which is part of a sort of clandestine secret police force for Wakanda called the Hatut Zerazi. However, Hasbro kind of half-assed this, and I'm a little disappointed. Now, these guys are supposed to be in all white, but they're also supposed to be fitted with different harnesses and holsters, and those harnesses and holsters and what have you should be black to kind of break up the all-white suit, and Hasbro didn't include any of that. So they did give you some trigger finger hands and some guns, but come on now, these guys are supposed to look a lot different. Unfortunately, you're going to have to do your own thing, or at some point they will re-release these with all of the proper deco. I'm actually ironically looking to maybe some Valaverse stuff. Maybe you could fit these guys with some of the accessories from the Valaverse line. I think that would really make these stand out. But what I do think they did get right was this comic style Black Panther. Classic look for Black Panther, finally on a buck that has butterfly joints. For a comic style Black Panther, that is. We did get butterfly joints on a couple of the movie-based Black Panther figures, but again, classic look for him. I hope that this cape can come off and you can just have him without the cape. But the big draw here is that he's going to be on the new Vulcan buck, which I just opened that Vulcan figure for the first time a few days ago. It's money. This is going to be a great figure. Then they showed us a brand new Sentry, long overdue for a new Sentry. Unfortunately, no butterfly joints on this one, but also no super crazy Rob Liefeld broad chest either. So this is actually on the Grim Reaper buck. Also comes with an additional Void head. I do like the windswept hair, but I would have preferred another relaxed head sculpt though, or neutral head sculpt if you will. New belt here, new cape. Sentry looks very good, but again, butterfly joints. Come on, man. Then they talked about Spider-Man's rogues and how they want to kind of dig into crates and do some C-listers. Hey, that's all fine and dandy, but where is our Overdrive figure so we can complete the superior foes of Spider-Man? Anyway, they showed C-list character Human Fly. Nobody really got excited about that. Then they brought up Robo to announce the next sort of C-list character. Shout out to Robo though. Razorback. Nice head sculpt, but you know, again, not really jumping over the moon about this body scope. Then they talked about the 5 original Symbiote figures or characters. You know, we already got Lasher, Scream, and Phage, and now they're going to be releasing Agony, which is on the new Shriek body, which is great, and Riot, which is on the Monster Venom buck. Not really too excited about the look for either one of these, but I am happy to finally round out that 5 original Symbiote crew. Oh, real quick, I think that the Razorback and Human Fly, they said that they weren't going to say how those were going to be released just yet. I'm thinking we may get like a 5-pack or something like that of some Spider-Man villains, so maybe there is still hope for Overdrive or some other characters that we need to complete some teams. Then they went into retro cards. We're going to get an updated Scorpion with the deco that can not only double as a comic-based look for Scorpion, but it's similar to the Spider-Man the Animated Series look as far as the colors go. And then probably one of the biggest draws, or one of the most anticipated things that I want in my collection, and a lot of people seem to be excited about. They're going to give us an updated Beast with a neutral head sculpt on a retro card, on a card that is actually reminiscent of the old Toy Biz card back. We heard Fabio scream out about the soft goods. We're going to get those beakers. That's what was teased some time ago. The clear glasses. This Beast is going to be a highly sought after figure. It's a must own for me. Then they talked about the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends box set. One-stop shop. You get all 3. Updated Spider-Man deco. All of the hands that you would want for Spider-Man. Updated Firestar with the pinless tech. The one that was released single carded did not have pinless knees and elbows. They swapped out Miss Lion, or at least the deco or the color for Miss Lion. The first colorway that we got was a comic-based version. This one is going to be on par or on point with the animated show. And then we get Iceman, who they still haven't totally nailed in my opinion, but I kind of do like the cell shading on Iceman. I do think it'll translate nicely in pictures and what have you. But being able to grab all 3 in a box set, I think is a good look. Then they talked Galactus. We did get to see a little live stream of Galactus a couple days before the con. It's looking very good. The entire package that you're getting with the HasLab Galactus is great. The 3 figures that will only be, or that will be unique to this set, and Galactus himself. I think the value is there. Still the highest grossing HasLab so far. We'll see what happens. We'll see where his tank wraps up. Dan made it a point to mention that. But then they talked about some more heralds of Galactus, and we're going to be getting a 2-pack of the Fallen One and Terrax, which is basically just the old Terrax Build-A-Figure with some updated deco, which I think is totally lazy. I really don't like the look of the Fallen One too much either, but it's an opportunity for anybody who missed out on that original Terrax Build-A-Figure, which was back in the Return of Marvel Legends days, to get another Terrax. But again, this set, this 2-pack, or at least what they did with Terrax, not feeling that. It should have been a brand new updated Terrax. Then they hit us with a quick teaser, 50 years of Marvel Ghost Rider head. We know today, or at least we think we know, what's happening with that, and that Ghost Rider is going to be a HasLab, and that Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider is going to be maybe the focal point of that HasLab. Just like in the first part when I talked about an old interview in November of 2021, in that same interview, Dwight had mentioned that he wanted to update Ghost Rider. We talked about maybe doing a car as a HasLab. They seemed totally receptive to that. They already knew at that time what it was going to be. Maybe on Saturday or Sunday, Jesse Falcon had even posted up a Reddit thread of people talking about Ghost Rider and Robbie Reyes. They teased some of his weapons or his chain that he uses. And then just today, they put up another quick little teaser reminder on the Hasbro Pulse Instagram. So I think that we are in store for not only a car and the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider, but that we actually may be getting a Danny Ketch and an updated bike. I think they're going to really go all out for this HasLab. Time will tell. We will see what happens. They had a quick Q&A at the end. Nothing really significant there. And then they went back down to the booth to put out some of the things that they showed in the panel and to do some interviews with influencers. So as I mentioned a couple days ago, and in the first part, Fabio did get to chop it up with them. So that will be the next video on the channel. Stay tuned for that. Let's talk about the panel in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are, what your predictions are. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell down there. And until next time, peace.
I'm in the game, I'm grinding. I got to play 24 hours in a day, 7 days out the week. I never sleep. I'm on my grizzly bear, 52 weeks out the year.